As you know, I recently moved to Japan, and some of you have been wondering what I'm doing here, why I'm here, so I figured I would take you along as I answer some questions on my weekend trip to Hiroshima. I announced over a year ago that I wanted to go back to Japan, and at the time, I foolishly thought I'd be done with school within a couple of months, so that I would be able to move back to Japan much sooner. Things obviously didn't work out the way I planned, and it took me quite a bit longer than I thought to finally finish university. In hindsight, I'm very glad the timeline played out the way it did though, because it gave me enough time to wrap things up in Germany. It sounds a little dramatic, but if things go well, I will not be returning to Germany for an extended period of time. What a grim start to our time in Hiroshima. I didn't get to go last time, so I'm really glad I get to go this time. I did go to Nagasaki last time, which, man, these museums, it's crazy because usually we're so sheltered from these horrors, and then just going to these museums, I don't really have words to explain what kind of emotions you go through when you're in there. It's pretty dark.
おじいさんは首をかしげました。犬もクソクソ
くんくん
くんくんみたいなくんくんゆらさんを探しました。
Okay, the explanation for why I decided to come back to Japan is probably going to be a little rambly, but it requires some background knowledge about what's currently going on in my life, so here we go. First of all, I'm back in Japan because I wanted to come back, right? Nobody's making me be here, but I think some people are under the impression that I don't like Japan because of the video I made about my host family and how much of a tough time I had there, and that is not at all the case anymore. It took me a long time to process everything that had happened, and I will admit I did hold a grudge against my host family, against Japan. But as time passed, I realized that the mismatch on the individual level was born out of generational and systemic differences and should not cloud my general view of the country and its people. Chilling with the deer. Let's go. See, this is why I'm not a hiker. Hello, excuse me, can we pass, please? Sumimasen. Oh, are you guiding us? You're so kind. Thank you. Oh wow, look at it. It actually sent us home. Wow. Look at us weirdos, just in the middle of nowhere. Whoa. So I wanted to come back to Japan with a bit more of a mature mind now that I've grown up a bit and just kind of update my view on Japan. But I knew that that wasn't really going to be possible unless I actually moved here again. And then the other thing, besides obviously me wanting to go back to Japan, is that I graduated earlier this year. And some of you may know that I'm married to my husband, who's from the US. And I am still waiting for my visa to go to the US, which is quite a lengthy process. We've been waiting for quite a while now. And it is probably going to take quite a bit longer. So the question became, what do I do after I graduate, right? So with me wanting to go to Japan anyways, and having this convenient time gap kind of, I figured, why not just go to Japan, right? And some people criticized that decision because, like, you know, why not just stay in Germany, work on my career, blah blah blah. But I knew that if I didn't go to Japan now, I would maybe never get the chance again to go for this long. So I figured, you know, I'm gonna be the one having to live with that decision for the rest of my life, or potentially the regret of not going. So I figured, it's my life. I can do with it whatever I want. Maybe it's not the best career decision, but I think it's the best decision I could have made for my own peace of mind, for my own soul. So then the question remained, how do I do this? Ultimately, I decided to apply for a working holiday visa because it would give me the most flexibility within that year. And suddenly, everything went really quickly. I packed my bags, moved out of my apartment, said goodbye to friends and family, and made my way to Japan. And this is how I ended up here.